video, which I'll probably load these back to back since they're so close. Let's talk about the red Orache. I never grown red Orache before. From what I understand, it's in the family of lamb's quarter. I have tried one or two of the leaves on it to taste it. It tastes almost the same as lamb's quarter. Not much different. The leaves are beautiful on this thing. Look at the leaves on this. They're absolutely gorgeous. Now, from what I understand, when the weather cools down a little bit, I could be wrong. If you've grown red Orache before, please link me to your video or post some data to it that I can read a little bit more about it. But from what I understand, and when it actually gets a little colder, it actually starts to get a velvety, not texture, but the color of velvet, like that pinkish purple color, but in deep, really, really deep, intense color. That's the picture of it. What I've seen when I originally bought the plant. When I bought the seeds for the plant, I didn't buy the plant. I bought the seeds. And but now you can see it's getting really light on the top, and I don't know if that's just because of the heat or if it's too much fertilizer. I'm not really sure. I don't over fertilize it, but I do give them a little fertilizer, you know. I just added wood chips to everything to try to keep down the white mold, so hopefully that'll help. I don't know if that helps. White mold's generally an airborne type of thing. Once it gets airborne in your environment, it's curtains, you know. But I put down that to keep the blight down, which seems to be working for the blight. But the white mold, is really my problem. You can see its stem, very purple. This whole plant is purple. When this plant gets, from what I understand, when it gets cold, this thing gets a beautiful purple color. That's what attracted me to buy it, not so much to eat it. It tastes just like lamb's quarter, so I wouldn't go out of my way to do it. But it had a very low germination rate. I planted maybe 10 seeds or 8 seeds or something like that, and only one came up. Only one. And I didn't notice this particular plant, when the seeds came up, I was pulling weeds at the time, because the plants, when you first plant, you pull weeds. This was one of the things. I was pulling this one weed. I was pulling out, I was getting a lot of acorns in my thing because we got chipmunks here and they just bury acorns in everywhere, and I didn't know there were acorns in there, and I didn't know, there's acorns all over the place. They're popping up, and when the acorns come up, they have this purple kind of color when they first start coming up. So as soon as I see them, I pull them out. I get the whole acorn and everything out. When I first when this plant first came up, I thought it was one of those acorn things, and I yanked it out. And then I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait a minute, this thing, there's no acorn, it's just got a little root on it. So I planted it back in there, and it grew, it didn't die, and I almost killed it. This is what I'm trying to tell you. I planted 8 seeds, only got one plant, and I pulled this thing out accidentally, put it back in the soil, really watered it, all that stuff, and here it is. This is it. It's not a single stem plant, even though it is a single stem plant. It has a lot of, it's throwing a lot of offshoots out. Very similar to lamb's quarter. That's what this is, if I let lamb's quarter grow in my yard, it grows to around 5 feet tall. The base of the stems of lamb's quarter get to around 1.25 inches in diameter. I literally have to get loppers. You ain't pulling that out by hand, but it does the same thing. It kind of gets these branches, and it gets like a gigantic bush. Huge. Lamb's quarter here gets unbelievably big. You really got to start pulling it out when it's young. You don't want to wait till it gets older. But this grows just like it. You can see the leaf. Alright. Here's the bottom of the leaf. Okay, nothing special, no fur, no nothing. Just, looks good. Looks healthy. It's growing and growing. Hopefully it bolts soon and I can get seeds from this. Maybe I'll do a seed giveaway at the end of the year. With all these seeds I got, I'll do a drawing. If I get enough subscribers, I'll do a drawing, and I'll be more than glad to send people seeds, free of charge. Don't worry about the shipping. It's going to be sent, regular postage in the mail, that kind of a thing. So, So maybe we'll give some seeds away from this, But this is a great plant to grow. Like I say, I'm not growing it necessarily to eat it. I was growing it more for the interest of seeing what it is and how it grows and how it works. Here's a lower leaf that got a nice purple color to it. Oh, It might be the light that's causing these things to really... It gets fertilizer, so I don't know why it's light, and it got so light. And so did my amaranth did the same thing. It's kind of, you can see my amaranth right here. It's kind of doing the same thing, but it's growing good. Hopefully we can get some seeds out of this and keep propagating this particular species of plant. And that's really all I got to say about it right now. I'll show you the flower clusters in the end. I'll do a taste test, you know, later on in the year. We'll see if it tastes nasty when it gets older, or if it's something you can add to a salad if you just want to add color to your meal. And that's it. That's your red orach. Alright, this is the red orach. Here's the seed pack. Baker Creek. Alright. There's your details. That's what it looks like up close on the package. I got plenty of seeds left from this too, you know, guys. Plenty of seeds left. I didn't regrow it. I'm just growing the one in the greenhouse. You can see it's already crowded out. So I'm just growing it for seed. I want to climatize it and then regrow it next year in my climate, and I should get really good, healthy plants. This year I'm just doing it to get seeds. So that's why you see I'm bunching it all up together. I don't really care about that. I just want it to get used to the 120-degree temperatures that they're going to be exposed to, so we can grow them in the proper environment when the seeds record their genetics from the mother plant. All right, so here's your details. $2. You never grown a red orach before? Take a close look at that plant. Let me pull this up a little bit for you. All right, now look at that beautiful look on that plant. See how beautiful that is? I mean, mine look really faded and everything. Like I'm telling you, it's 120 degrees. Well, it looks like all my tomato plants are going to fail very soon. I don't think they're going to take this heat too much more. But yeah, everything is pretty much suffering pretty bad right now this summer. But that's what it should look like. A beautiful velvet, brilliant purple, like ultraviolet purple color. It's just beautiful plant. It's absolutely amazing. It tastes like lamb's quarter. If you don't know what lamb's quarter is, it's that funny looking plant that not funny looking, but they got like a little, I'll show you I'll do a video on lamb's quarter, because I actually eat lamb's quarter. I eat purslane. I love purslane. I actually like purslane better than a lot of vegetables you go to the store and buy seeds. I actually prefer to eat the purslane instead. But I eat everything. I eat that. I eat the stuff I get from the store. But that's your red orach. Related to, wait a minute, right down there, right below. Related to lamb's quarter. I didn't even know that was in there. It tastes exactly the same. If you're wondering what it tastes like, it tastes the same thing. You want to know what this tastes like? You go out in your yard, pick some lamb's quarter, eat it, and that's generally what it's going to taste like. So it's not, you're not going to go crazy for it, you know. But it's a nice plant to be able to add to a dish when you're making you know, a dish, and you want to add presentation to the dish. Those of you who are chefs and know how to cook understand what the word presentation is. So you can use this to actually enhance and add some color to your dishes. But that's it. That's red orach, Baker Creek seed.